Developed by Joe May Studios, Sea of Solitude is an adventure game set in the mind of the depressed protagonist Kay. Envisioning her loneliness as an endless sea flooding a city, you are to guide her through her memories, help her to piece together what happened to cause her to come here, why she's a monster, and how she can regain her humanity. Along the way, you will meet different aspects of Kay's personality and other family members, many of them also represented as shadowy red-eyed monsters.
I have family, I have friends, and yet here I am, feeling lonely again. What is wrong with me?
Throughout your quest to piece together Kay's memories and explore the sources of her guilt and depression, you will relive the aspects of Kay's past that led her here. From her feelings of guilt over her ignorance of her younger brother's suffering at the hands of school bullies, her feelings of blame and confusion over her parents' constant arguments and subsequent divorce, and her sense of helplessness at the emotional isolation from her boyfriend. Each of these is retold as a voiceover throughout the course of each section's particular challenge in order to get to the particular monster representing that family member. Her brother is depicted as a large bird, her father and mother as a fire-breathing chameleon and a vast kraken respectively, and her boyfriend as a thinly masked wolf. These monsters are only initially portrayed as menacing. Over the course of the game, as Kay begins to piece things together, they are shown to not be monsters at all, but just human. The main threats throughout the game is a sea monster, also shadowy and red-eyed to highlight its connection to Kay, who constantly torments her, and a mop-haired giant who constantly blocks her way using shells, and who also weighs in with her own psychological abuse. Again, over the course of the game, these will be revealed to have their own reasons for existing and acting the way they do.
Do you? As usual.
I'm trying! She knows my name. Did you do something to the girl?
She is as fake as you are, so I ate her alive.
I'll just take a brief aside here to critique this as a game. I feel slightly uncomfortable doing so. It almost seems tacky and insulting to criticise the mechanics of a story that's as emotional and forthrightly personal as this one. As the review on Destructoid said perfectly, putting a score on this feels like being allowed to read a relative's diary, only to give it a thumbs up or down. But thankfully the game, for the most part, is really well put together. Firstly, the visuals are excellent. The hint of cel-shaded artwork along with the wonderful water effects is contrasted brilliantly by the design of the monsters. They strike that perfect balance of menacing and vulnerable, and it plays perfectly into their characterization. The controls are simple and effective. They flow nicely and they're never a hindrance to the gameplay. Some of the game physics can be quite janky, such as when jumping into water, often Kay will fall through the first metre or so of water before the engine realises she's in water and starts her swimming. This can lead to a number of annoying deaths at the hands of the aforementioned sea monster. These occurrences are few and far between, however, and don't spoil the overall feeling or tone. The different section challenges can be onerous, however. The primary aim of the sections is for Kay to absorb the bad and toxic memories into her orange backpack, and this involves sometimes unlocking the memories by finding other glowing pieces of it, or by eradicating any number of shadowy ghosts that will try to prevent you from accessing the memory. Some of these can go on for a bit, and the number of fetch quests can get a bit tedious. In particular, I found the mask recovery sections to go on for a while, and the whole concept of having to outrun the witches, or they'll take the piece all the way back to the start, was a source of some frustration. But on the whole, they do not undermine the game or its message.
Oh no! Go away!
And that message is a vital one. Through Kay, we get to see her learning the various lessons her life has taught her, and how she can use them to help become a better person. Through her brother, she learns the value of listening and being there for someone. Through her parents, she learns that not everything is her fault, and that there are some things she can't control. And through her boyfriend, we see her past traumas come full circle, as her struggles to keep a toxic relationship together consume her, and she learns that sometimes letting go is the only way forward. Ultimately, Sea of Solitude is the product of someone laying their struggles bare for others to see. It's an intensely personal story, and its ability to grip you as a player depends purely on how you react to the narrative being portrayed. If you're someone who can empathise, then this game will reach you on so many levels. The game is careful to state that the solutions to Kay's issues are specific to her and are not to be applied to others. I do think that one of the game's core messages is that when we are struggling, trusting and relying on others is the best way out, no matter how painful it may seem. It reminds me of the most poignant line from the excellent book The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charlie Mackesy. The boy asks the horse, "What's the bravest thing you've ever said?"
I know you're in there.
"Help," says the
I won't
horse.
let them hurt you anymore, I promise. I want to help you. Okay.